match. And there's the Preston coach, Ray Saltmarsh, having to umpire from, well, he does both, I think. That's his problem, but from behind the fence. And the same was the case for Darren Skidmore. You ever had to do that, Phil? I had to go into the ruck. And Andy Plowman, who injured himself in this game at the start of the season in his second week back in VFA football. Let's hear from their coach, Peter Waitman.
I think the viewers are going to be in for a very good game today. We can go on and win.
Well, the match is underway, and it's Brunswick who are going with the breeze down there to the city end, and they've had it rushed through by Valkanis in defence for the Bull Ants, so Brunswick are away to the first score on the board after 20 seconds. Preston coming out of defence. Captain Peter Brown, or David Bryan, in fact, the captain, Peter Brown, getting it out there. Lays handball, goes back to Brown. The Black and Whites have the breeze in this first term, and no doubt their coach Stephen Parsons hoping that they'll use it to advantage. Good diving mark taken there by Shane Raymond for Preston. We might get a chance to show you the Brunswick lineup at a stoppage in play. And Hallis throwing his body in well there. Nobby Clark, number 28 for Brunswick, and there's the Brunswick lineup. You see Clark in there in the middle. He's come into VFA football from Essendon after a distinguished career. There, of course, missing Glenn Dugdale out through controversial suspension in the ruck. That means Big Jim McAllister has had to go from the forward line into the ruck. And the ruck duels are going to be very interesting, gents, with two men you don't usually expect to see crowding around the bounce of the ball.
Yes, Peter, we've seen Jordan on previous occasions have stints in the ruck, and a very effective ruckman. And by the same token, McAllister is a very adaptable, flexible player. He certainly can fit the bill as a ruckman, but the two key players that you mentioned, both in Dugdale and Anderson, they're going to sorely miss.
Shaw couldn't take the handball. Thorogood, who's going to have a tough job on him this afternoon, gets it to the middle. You notice the carry on the kick with the breeze, but Preston doing well against it. Raymond going across ground to Lumachese. Too far out to score. Who's he found? Good mark taken there by sprawling Dunbar. Back in this week, Rod Dunbar.
Right there now.
And I think he'd be too far out to score in the breeze as well. There's the lead from Shaw. The kick won't have the legs. It drops short in the breeze, and it's taken by Lay. So Brunswick brings swinging play up to the grandstand side of the ground. Neil Clark a long way down from the middle. The ground from Griffiths, new man into the lineup.
That's a mark.
And here's Niccolo. He's found his way into the VFA squad for the game over in Perth. Again, he puts it in the short direction. Love it. Handball of sorts, West. Again, Preston front position, and the mark's taken by Marcon, who's found his way out of the VFA squad this week.
Yeah, big surprise that one, Peter, I thought.
Well, he was one of the shining lights of the VFA in their Tasmanian campaign. I thought he was their best player.
Raymond doing very well for the Bull Ants. Knock-on was intelligent from Hunt. Under pressure is Lay. Calendar it was. Fed the ball across to right. He in turn gets it to the running Potter. This is a good chance for a Brunswick major here. He can go right to within 40 metres. Going to pop it over the top or not. He's going to have a bang away.
Ball clear.
Behind. No.
Being picked up by Connor, which is a bit strange into the breeze.
And Jordan doing the ruck work for the injured Anderson. Finds Bryan at centre half forward outside the 50-metre line, kicking into the breeze. Shaw's covered. Seno gives the lead short. He thumps it up high. In front was Connell. Lay trying to get it out. Now Hallis falls for Hunt on the left foot. That misses.
Yes, I'd be inclined to have Hallis further up the ground, Sam, doing a lot of the hard work, unless he's not fully fit, but seems a bit odd against the breeze to have him that far back.
Having kicked by Smith, but the sun in the eyes of the player, a bit unlike last week, into the back of Niccolo. But Preston have the advantage nevertheless. Hunt in the forward pocket, feeds it out. Raymond under good pressure from Brunswick defenders. And now Tony West can find a bit of space here. Brunswick could make a break. Here they go. Drew Baker in for his in playing at centre half forward. He's under great pressure. Seno gets bundled out of the way. And now Niccolo using strength, but the hand pass comes unstuck. There's a lot of pressure out there. Lumachese now Raymond on the left foot. Into the square, won't quite make the distance. Backing back is Plowman. He's got it, has he? Yes.
That's a mark. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the correct decision was made there, Ross. I think he held it long enough.
Stanley looking very upset. Here it is.
About 3 to your right.
Couple of juggles.
Ooh.
I think Lay had the second one, didn't he?
Wasn't too happy about it, Stanley, either.
His goal to level the scores from Plowman. Looks pretty good. Scores 11.
Feeding back for Callender. What's he got? Not a heck of a lot. They're not using the wind too well. Here's Nicolo. This one's going to drop short. Hallis. And in comes Shaw. Very quick from Jordan. Callender perhaps read it a little better than Jordan's teammates. Love it. Taking across their own goal here, Brunswick. Callender. Here's loose man. Taken on the chest by Andrew Smith. No free kick for Wright. Well, they're mucking around a bit with the breeze. Little short crisscrossing passes. Callender. Not a good hit. Clean bowls Baker. He's got support though. High one from West. Is a chance, yes. Thorogood, Hislop. Seen him mostly in defence this season. That's a pretty good one looking into the sun.
So the value of a good long kick forward there too, Peter.
Yeah. He's a good player, Hislop, and being in form and fairly slippery sort of character too. Can play well out of defence, and he could be a handful up on that forward line.
Umpire Frank Vergona in charge of this piece of play.
And a left footer too, Peter, should help.
Should put his team in front.
No, right footer.
Through from behind.
It's okay, Floyd.
The quick campaign. Very nice, healthy crowd there at Preston, Cramer Street.
So we've played 9 minutes here at Cramer Street. Neil Jordan has quit wearing footwear.
I think he might use his left boot, Peter.
Yeah, he didn't though. No mark to Shaw. Someone else had that, didn't they? No. I think a free kick might have gone the way of Shaw. So the leading goal kicker in the competition. Within scoring range, though not an easy task into this breeze. Hits it low. It has got the legs. Good shepherding on the line from Plowman. And Shaw puts through his first, and Preston take the lead. They're 2-1, 13, leading Brunswick 1-8. That's after nearly 10 minutes. Let's go to VFL Park and Len Thompson.
We're 11 minutes here into the first quarter. Carlton are 2 straight goals, 12 points to Melbourne.
3 goals, 1-19 to Brisbane, 1 goal, 1-7 to John Rice. 14 minutes into the first quarter, Richmond 1 goal, 1-7 points to St Kilda, 6 points over to James Weston at Victoria Park.
14 minutes gone in the first quarter. Collingwood 2-1-13. Lead the Swans 1-2-8. Mike Hanlon.
14-minute mark at Windy Hill. Footscray 2 goals straight. Lead Essendon 1-1-7. Back to the VFA.
5-point lead to Preston, and they could increase it here with Jamie Shaw lining up for his second goal. But the breeze really grabs that.
All clear.
The centre half forward, Fitzpatrick from behind. But Marcon out from back pocket, clears for Preston. Good strong mark to Andrew Smith. And Andrew Smith's the left footer. That's a thumping kick in the direction of full forward. Hislop nowhere to be seen. Burrows better on the ground. Good tackle on him. Now Bryan. Preston into centre field. Raymond putting a tackle on. Feeds a hand pass to Seno. Seno looks for Shaw. Come in short, Limachisi. Oh, good play by Wally Lovett. Great dispossession. Broken that attack right up.
Callender has had a heap of possessions. Wobbles a punt up forward. Oh, it's fallen into the arms of Griffith. He can nearly score from here. His kick not so good either. Marcon has some support. Wobbled over towards the boundary line. Throw in will take.
Well, I meant to say they were compelled because they were pressured. But you could see their whole ball going.
Must get that ball in front of the sticks on a day like this.
Well, Jackson's done that for them, and McAllister takes advantage of it. Not a good kick in.
And he's one guy that can make the distance. He's a prodigious kick, McAllister.
That is a top grab.
Yes, Peter, and you see how critical it is to use the ball properly on a windy day. A couple of attacks by Brunswick, poor use, and then Preston, when they should be defending, kick the ball inside.
hasn't allowed it at the moment. Did 3 of them. Got a good shepherd too. Shaw behind here. Had to back his judgment, Thorogood. There's little Joe Lumacheesy. West the tackler. Hallis caught by McAllister. Ruck there against McAllister. He feeds the handball out. From a standing start, Dunbar. Thorogood gets some support from Lay there. Nicolo. Keeps it low into the breeze. Here's a big chance for Shaw. Oh, Hallis behind him. I think the call came and Shaw withdrew the hand. And Hallis will go back and have his kick here. Only 15 metres out from goal, Shane Hallis. And this will level the scores. Oh, and there's one thrown by Connell. Just letting Shaw know he was there. Meantime, Hallis has banged it through the middle.
Way when you're kicking with the breeze, you know, a few gremlins start creeping into your into your play, and there's an added pressure to convert.
You know you're under immense pressure, and the game can be lost in a matter of minutes if you aren't on the ball when you're kicking to the breeze. And it's very important to see Raymond there kicking one of the good goals from a bit of hard work from Preston. But as Peter said, it could go either way. Who knows? But this is good running here. Good running by West. And this
into the breeze, Phil.
Yeah,
too.
very important. A good knock on
from Griffiths
to Clark. And I think that's going to be the key to this game, this third quarter, if the side kicking into the breeze, which is
Brunswick at this quarter. Let's see if they can handle it a little bit better or competently than they did in their first quarter. The Met stats, as we can see, kicks.
Raymond, been one of the Bullhounds' best. Burrows. Oh, did well. They all thought he was going to go to his left. He went to his right. Awkward right foot pass. Picked up well by Nicolo. Good tackle from Lovett. This is a top game of football. Now, Beale to bang it back. Being pushed towards the boundary by Marcon. Griffiths arrives. Didn't get much of a bounce. Throw in about 30 metres around from the Brunswick goal. They lead by 8 points. And there's their coach, Steve Parsons, quietly directing the men out in the middle. 19 and a half minutes gone.
And somewhat composed, Phil.
Well, that's one way of describing him, Sam.
Oblivious to the cameras.
You'd like to add a few more expletives to that?
Play on.
Griffiths. Yes. This will be number 5 if he kicks it.
Just shows you the advantage of being in front. And utilised his body. Look at that. Fully outstretched. Eyes on the ball. Just juggled it, but held it onto it long enough.
He's turning into a bit of a giant killer in this game. He's really swung it around,
yes,
Sam, in the last 20 minutes.
And that's just his 6th kick, but his 5th goal. 3.
Couldn't get the soccer away effectively. Burrows caught by West. Oh, he's not making much of an effort. Perhaps